So I wanted to show y'all what we've got going on right here. It is cold here. It is 32 degrees, and for North Carolina, southern North Carolina, that is cold. So we've got the fire going. Chris started a fire earlier today, and we've had it burning all day long, and it is so cozy. So I'm upstairs getting ready to film another video, but I hated to leave my cozy spot by the fire. And I just wanted to show you guys how beautiful it is. I love the fire in the fireplace. So, yep. Alrighty, hold on. Okay, so here I am away from the fire. And I am using a few of my leftover beads from the bargain bead box this month. I'm using the 4 leftover melon beads. I actually had 5 leftover, but 4 is all I'm going to be able to use on this necklace. And then some of these leftover little rondelles right here. So I did not have any bead caps left. I used all of them. So I've got some bead caps from my own stash in here. I have these 2 leaf branches, and these are available on my website if you're interested in them. They're very pretty. I have 2 crimp beads. I have 2 wire guardians. I have some bead caps. Now these and these are both up on my website. This one is not. And these are actually on my website too. And I have some of the hand-painted lucite flowers. Those are on my website. The clamshell covers are on my website as well. And then these little rondelles are from the bargain bead box. These metal spacers were gifted to me by Lynn. And these, goodness, what are they called? Oh my goodness, it's totally slipped my mind. My, cones. These cones were gifted to me by Lynn as well. So my goodness, I can't even think. And then I've got this chain, and I think I bought this when AC Moore was going out of business, but honestly, I can't remember where it came from. But I have this chain, and I'm going to use it, but I'm not going to use this clasp on it because I don't like this clasp. So I'm going to take it off, and we're going to use a lobster clasp. And this is going to be, and some tiger tail. You're going to need some tiger tail. Now I've got some gold tiger tail here that Casey sent me from Crystalline Designs. And that's what I'm going to be using on this. And it's, if you can see it, it's a gold colored tiger tail. Okay, and these chains. And then, like I said, I need to get a lobster out. I didn't get it out. I should have, but I didn't. I was too busy filming the fire. There's the lobster clasp. Okay, so, and you're going to need some jump rings. So that is what we're going to need for this necklace. And so if you want to make this necklace with me, grab your stuff and come on back. Alrighty, so first thing we're going to do is make the flower pendant that's going to hang down in the middle. Okay, so I have these hand-painted lucite flowers up on my website. They are very pretty. They turn out, I hope you can see it, they turn out looking like stained glass. They're just beautiful. And I've got them in tons of different colors. This is the 22 millimeter. This is the 14 millimeter. Okay. So, oh, and you're going to need eye pins. Lots of eye pins. Sorry, I forgot the eye pins. But yeah, you're going to need eye pins. Okay. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our little dangle, or our little pendant piece. So I'm going to take, actually, I think I need some smaller silver or smaller gold beads. Okay, so here are some gold spacers. I just want to put one of these on the bottom, I think. These are on my website too, if you want them. Okay, so here, I'm going to put this little gold spacer down on the very bottom, just because I like the way he looks on the very bottom. And then I'm going to do this rondelle right here. Then I'm going to take my little 14 millimeter, and I'm going to see if I need to add, and I do. I'm going to take some just plain old junk 6-0 seed beads, like the kind that come on your bead strands in between your beads. I save them because I use them for things like this, and I'm trying to grab one. I have them over here in my bead soup container. Yeah, like these right here, these, hang on, those aren't them. These junky seed beads that come in between your other beads on strands. I'm going to put a couple of these in here just to give it some height, so that when I put him on again, it, my bead shows. See that right there? I want my bead to show. And actually, I think I'm going to put a little bead cap on this bead. These are teeny tiny bead caps. They are so daggone cute. And I think I'm going to put that on the bead before I put, well, you can't see it anyway, can you? I wonder if one of the bigger ones would work better. Let's try that. And here I am designing on the video again. It gets on some people's nerves, but this is the way I work. I get an idea and then I just flesh it out. Okay, well, I am going to leave him on there. You can barely see him, but I think I'm going to leave him anyway because you can kind of see him. Okay, and then I'm going to put this bead cap over top of this 14mm bead and kind of push it down. And then I'm going to take this one, this big bead, and put it right here. And I'm going to put this guy right over top of it. See that? How pretty that is? It's so beautiful. These make such pretty pendants. Then I'm going to take this bead cap and put on here. Push it down again. Just like that. I'm not going to use those apparently. I thought I was, but I'm not. Okay, then I'm going to take this bead cap and put him right there on top of that one. I'm going to take one of these small ones and turn it upside down, and then I'm going to put my rondelle right in the top. So here's what I've got, and oh my goodness, am I going to be able to make a loop? Let's see. I really didn't leave myself much room, but I really want this to look just like it looks. I think it's pretty. Let me find my round nose pliers. And let's just roll it back and see. I think I can, actually. I think I have enough wire that it's going to work out. Yep. Okay. And it's a small loop, but it's a loop, and it's going to work. So here is my finished pendant piece, and I think these turn out so pretty. And actually, my loop is too loose. My pieces are moving around. I don't like my pieces to move around. I like them to be pretty tight. So let me try this again. Maybe I needed to make it bigger. Oh, and I broke it. Okay. Oh, lovely. Right on camera, too. It's always the way it goes. So let me grab another head pin, guys. Sorry. And I'm just going to put this back together just the same way I had it. I did do that. I just broke the head pin right there. It'll go back quicker this time, because I'm not trying to figure it out this time. I'm just trying to put it together. Okay. Man, I have not broken a head pin like that for a while. I've done it before, but I guess I just put a little too much stress on it when I undid it and then tried to redo it again. Alright, here we go again. 90-degree angle. And a little bit bigger loop this time, just to make sure that it closes up good. Okay, there we go. That's better. Everything's on there securely. Alright, so there is our pendant piece. Oh, I love these so much. It is so pretty. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our tiger tail. I'm going to cut off a piece of it, probably about, oh goodness, 12 inches long. I don't like to waste it, but I like to make sure that I have enough. I don't want to run out. So I'm going to string my pendant on. And now I'm just going to do kind of just what I want, my own creative control here. Actually, no, I'm not going to do this. Hold on. I forgot my branches. The branches are going to go here, actually. Okay, yes, they sure are. Yeah, I totally forgot the branches. That's terrible. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a jump ring. And hold on just a second. Okay, so apparently I paused the video. No, I have no idea where I paused the video, but I did not unpause it. So, I'm not sure where I did that, guys, but I made a link right here with an eye pin and just put this flower on it. So if I don't know where I paused the video. I can't believe I did that, but I'm not going to refilm it. So you know how to make a link. I just made a link right here, put this flower on. I've got tiny, tiny spacers, bead cap, rondelle, bead cap, tiny spacer, bigger gold bead. And I repeated the pattern over here hung my pendant in the middle, and hooked it with jump rings to these branch links, okay? So now what I'm doing is I'm hanging some little rondelle links off of these branches. And I'm so sorry. I don't know where I paused the video. I think I may have paused it when I went to get this eye pin and didn't unpause it. I thought I unpaused it, but obviously I did not. So I'm sorry. But I'm just hanging these little dangles from this branch. That is all I'm doing. And if I try to refilm this video, it won't get done. So I'm just going to plow on, and I'm sorry. Yeah, that's just the way that it goes sometimes. When you're doing live video, it's just, you never know. Never know what's going to happen. Okay, so I'm hanging these from either side, and this is going to kind of be, it kind of looks Christmassy, I think, actually. This little necklace is going to, even though it doesn't really have any green. I don't know. It's got a Christmassy vibe to it with these branches and the little beads hanging off of it. So we're going to see how it turns out. I think it's going to be pretty. And I'm looking for a couple more jump rings that are that size. I was saying when I realized that I hadn't unpaused the video that when I started beading, I just put everything in together, like all my jump rings in together, which I know is not smart. But I did not know that at the time. I need to make a couple more links. And so that's what I did. I just put everything in, like all of my gold jump rings in together. And now I know that that was really not the best idea, but I have not taken the time to go back and sort them all out. I just don't have the time or the energy for that. So I haven't done it. I need to. Now I separate them, but I did not in the beginning. So I have a huge pile of gold jump rings that are just all in together. And when I need a jump ring, I just have to search through them and find one. Then find the ones that match. So yeah, not the best system. All you new beaders out there, don't do that. Don't mix all your jump rings in together, because one day when you have a bunch of jump rings, you're going to regret that. You'll be like, oh, why? Why did I ever do this to myself? Yep. Alright, one more link, little dangle link here, and we'll move on. So I know I do have a lot of new beaders on the channel because you guys tell me that you're new, and I think it's exciting to see people really getting into beading, a lot of people, and it does seem to be a super popular hobby these days. But I'm glad, because it really, for me, it is total stress relief. I love sitting down and making jewelry, and Chris laughs. He's like, that would drive me insane. I'm like, yeah, well, your music drives me insane, but you sit and listen to it all the time. So, yeah, he just doesn't get it, though. But I love it. It's so stress relieving for me. And then when you're done and you look at the thing you've created and you're like, wow, I did that. It's just very fulfilling. All right, so here's what we've got. We have a wonderful little centerpiece here, and I dropped my tiger tail somewhere in the floor. Don't know where it went. Oh, I found it. Okay. So we have a wonderful little centerpiece here, and we're going to hook some tiger tail to it, and we're going to make a beaded way up our necklace here. So what we're going to do first, let me think this through, because y'all know how I am. I have about a 12-inch piece of tiger tail here. I'm going to keep it 12 inches. I probably won't use the whole thing. I'll use the rest for the other side, but I don't want to cut it too short and then be sorry that I did that. So I have 2 crimp beads and 2 clamshell covers to use on the end. I'm going to use my wire guardians here. What the heck did I do with my wire guardians? They're mixed in. Here's one. Okay. So what you want to do here is you want to take your wire guardian and you want to feed your tiger tail through it. All this wire guardian does is protect your wire, but it also provides a pretty, or fairly pretty, little link, way to link your tiger tail onto your necklace piece here. Okay, and it's not the most beautiful thing, but it is fairly decorative. So All you do is you feed it through this channel on the Wire Guardian, just like that. And then I take mine, whoops, and I just unfed it through the channel. You don't have to do it, but I take mine and I bend it. And I'll show you here in just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then you're going to put it on your link where you want it to go. Come on now. Don't tell me they're too wide to go through there. I did not anticipate that if that's the case. Surely not. Huh. That Wire Guardian does not want to go through. I think I'm going to make it go through. See if I can. Okay. So, here's what happens when this happens. I've never had this happen. They're usually very... I'm going to crimp this flat, this side of the Wire Guardian. And I'm going to see if I can get that through there. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to pause this video again and go to plan B. That should work though. Yeah, it did. Alright, so, well, it didn't. What side did I crimp flat? I crimped the other side flat. Yeah, I've never had it not fit through something before, so this is a little, this is a new endeavor. But I'm just going to take these little tubes on the Wire Guardian and crimp them down flat. And I don't know why you wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, it'll just crimp your wire in there is all. And that should make it fit on here. I've never had it not fit through a spot that I've tried to put it before. So that's new. Yeah, that worked though. Okay, so like I said, things happen and you just have to go with them. So I crimped it down flat and I'm going to see... Actually, you know what? It's not going to hang well in there. I'm going to take this out and we're going to attach it with a jump ring because it's not going to hang well in there anyway. And I don't want it to hang funky. Alright, so what you do, once you get your little Wire Guardian, your tiger tail in there, you're going to put a crimp bead on, put it all the way down here, like this, and thread your second piece. Okay, so you've got these two wires, two tiger tail pieces coming out of your Wire Guardian. Thread them both through the crimp bead. Put it all the way down here. And this is what I was going to say that I do. I crimp these together and just so, I don't know, I think it makes it look neater. But I'm going to attach it with a jump ring anyway. Okay. So once you get that on there, you take your crimping pliers, or any pliers, your chain nose, whatever, and crimp that down. And it's pull on it. It's real secure. Okay, so I'm going to have to attach this with a jump ring. So we're just going to go ahead and bead it. I'm going to go ahead and bead what I want on it. Alright, so let's see. Let's do a tiny little spacer. I like to start with tiny bead on the end if I can. And I'm going to try to use this cone right here. Let me see how this cone will work. And that's why I put the spacer in there too, because this cone will cover it, but it'll kind of push it down a little bit so that it's not all the way up in there too far. Yeah, I think that will actually do really well right there with a jump ring. Okay, so we got a little spacer bead inside. We've got our cone on the outside. I'm going to put another little spacer bead on, just like this. And I like to leave these two wires here like this and just bead over top of both of them. I just feel like it, I don't know, gives it a little extra security for some reason. It probably doesn't, but I feel like it does. Okay, now I'm going to take, where did my tiny, yeah, here we go. I'm going to take a tiny bead cap and put it on like this. Get back on there. My fine motor skills are leaving a lot to be desired lately. Okay, now I'm going to put on the rondelle. Okay, I'm going to do another of the tinier bead caps. Just like this. Oh, honey, get on there. Please get on there. There we go. I'm going to do a gold spacer bead, these bigger ones. Okay, and then I'm going to do one of the bigger bead caps. And it's making it difficult because I'm trying to get it over those two wires. And then the big melon bead. Whoops. Just like this. And the other bead cap. And I'm going to see if these bead caps are okay on this melon bead, which that's a tiny one. I don't want the tiny one. They may be too cupped for the melon bead. I'm going to check them out here and see. No, I think it'll be okay when it's all pushed together. Okay, so then I'm going to do the pattern back. So I've got the big gold spacer. I have a small bead cap facing my rondelle. Am I out of small bead caps up here? No, there's one. Small bead cap facing my rondelle, not away from it like I was about to do. Then my rondelle. Then another small bead cap. Then a small spacer. And then we're back to the cone, or what would be the cone if we were on the other end. So now I just have to decide how far I want to go and how far I want it to go up before I put my chain on. And I think I'm actually going to do one more big melon bead, because I've got 4 of these. I have 5 left, but I've only got 4. You know, I can only use 4 of them. I can't use really an odd number on here. I don't want to. So I'm going to do the one more melon bead, and then one more gold bead, and then one more tiny spacer. And I think that may be as far as I go with this, because I want to use the chain too on the other end. And I can tell right now that I did not get enough crimp beads out. And I may even want to put another wire guardian on this end. I'm not positive about that. I probably will, because I'm going to be attaching them with a jump ring. So that's probably what I'll do. And along with my my jump rings, guys, when I, like I said, when I first started beading, I put all my crimp beads in one container too. I was brilliant, yeah. So don't do what I did. It's not good. Not good at all. So see, I'm having to sit here and pick out the little crimp beads. Not good at all. But I am going to get a few out here just so I think that's about all I'll need. But I'll grab a couple more just in case. Okay. Don't put all your crimp beads together in one container. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just, you know, I don't know. I just wasn't very smart. I didn't think I would ever have very many beading supplies, for one thing. Like, not like I do now, and, you know, I didn't think I would need all the space or all the stuff to be separated out, and I just didn't think I would have all this much stuff, but I have accumulated quite a bit over time. So now I need more space and need to have things separated out that I do not. So there's some wire guardians. Okay, so I am going to use a wire guardian on the other end, mainly just for continuity's sake. So I'm going to put on my little crimp bead first. Then I'm going to put my wire guardian on. Same thing as before. Hopefully it'll go a little quicker this time and easier. Okay, then I put it through the other channel. And then I'm going to go ahead and just put it right through my crimp bead and pull it down. And if you pull the one side, it will bring it right on down for you. And then I do like to feed it back through a few of these beads. If something would break, it would be better if you had a little extra wire here that you could maybe repair with than not. So I like to feed it back through my beads here. Just a little bit. And then just pull it down out the bottom of that bead, pull everything tight. Okay, just like that. Now, I like for this to be fairly tight. I don't want it to be so tight that it kinks or acts funny. but I want it to be tight enough that it's not going to have a bunch of beads, like the bead caps running around loose and coming off the beads and stuff. So I kind of pull this down and I go ahead and crimp right there. So mine is a little tight, and now I'm just going to take this and I'm going to trim off the tiger tail right here. And there's a little piece sticking out here. I'm just going to trim it off too. Just like that. Okay, so there's our little connection. And I've got to make one more of those, and I think I have enough here to do it. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my crimp bead on. I'm going to feed this through my wire guardian. I'm not going to leave as much extra wire hanging out this end because I'm not sure that I've got enough to do this whole thing if I do. So I'm going to feed this back through the crimp, pull it down tight, and then I am going to pull a little bit of that extra wire up. Okay, so here's what I've got. I like to push these together right here. It's just something I like to do. I think it makes it look neater. I think it makes it crimp neater. And then I'm just going to take my little crimp bead and flatten him out. Okay. And then I'm going to bead this just the same as I did the other one. So I used my little 3mm spacer, and then I put on my cone, just like this. And that wire's not wanting to go through there. Get down in there. Okay, there we go. And then I am going to do another small 3mm spacer. I'm going to do a bead cap facing the rondelle, one of the small ones. There we go. I'm going to do the rondelle. Just like that. Another small bead cap on the rondelle. My large bead, large gold bead. And I'm sorry, I got distracted. I heard noise outside. Okay. Bead cap, melon bead, bead cap, gold bead. Okay, and am I out of small bead caps now? No, here's one small bead cap on the rondelle. Rondelle. Now I may really be out of them. Grab a few more of these small bead caps. And what did I do with them? Here they are. These are on a little like elastic thing, and I was afraid I was gonna spill them everywhere. That's one reason I tried not to grab too many. Alright, and then our rondelle, or our small bead cap, I'm sorry, on the rondelle. Okay, then the 3mm spacer bead. And another melon bead with bead caps. I love these melon beads. I thought they were just really beautiful in the bargain bead box this month. So pretty. And then another of the gold beads. Another small spacer. And we're going to put on our other wire guard. So here is the crimp bead. Wire guard. In through the one channel. Out through the other channel. Okay, and then you've got to go down through your crimp bead. And I like to go through a couple more beads. I'm just going to go through that one right there because it's popping out right there anyway. Okay, and then I pinch my wire guardian together and I pull this kind of taut, but not so taut that it's kinked up weird. Just firm, a little bit firm. And then I'm going to crimp that down, crimp my bead down, and trim this off. Okay, So here's what we've got. We have our pendant piece right here, and a bunch of crimp beads flying around all over the place. And we have our wire guardian links and our tiger tail and wire guardian. So I'm going to take jump rings and I'm going to hook these right to this end branch or end link on my branch. So here's a couple jump rings. And I like to make sure everything's laying flat when I do this so it hooks together correctly. That's one reason I kind of leave things laying on the table, just so I can tell that it's flat. Okay, and I'm going to just close this jump ring up. Make sure it's closed up really good. Okay, and there we have it. Okay, same thing on the other side. Oh, Sadie's under the bed. Kept hearing this noise. I'm like, what am I hearing? It's Sadie. She's under the bed. It was kind of freaking me out because Chris is not here. He went to his parents this evening. Like, who am I hearing in the house? There we go. Alright, so there it is. Just like that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and hook my chain on both sides. Where is it? Here it is. And I don't know if I have the same amount of chain here. Let me check it. The way I do this is I put a head pin, I just hang it on there, hold it up, and no, I do not have the same amount. So let me trim this to where it's even. Whoops. Yeah, trim this chain up so it is the same length. Alright, and it looks like right here is where I need to cut. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this and I'm going to hook it on with jump rings again. Hook the chain right onto the wire guardian there with jump rings. Those are my cutters, don't want to do that. Just like this. I say just like this and then nothing happens. There we go. It's like, that should not be that hard. Alright, just like this. There we go. And just make sure it's closed up really well. There's one side. Here's our other side. Okay, now what you want to do when you get to this point is you want to hold this up to you, or if you're making it for someone else, you might want to just kind of gauge it, you know, and see if it's the length that you want it to be. Mine pretty much is. I may take just a tad off of the ends of the chain here. I don't want it to be quite as long as it is, so I'm going to cut off 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cut off 4 links on each side. So there's that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that. Okay. That should do it for me. I don't like them super long unless it's a tassel. Okay. Now, I am going to attach my lobster, if I can find it. And for the other, I just like to use kind of a big ring to do the other side. And I actually am going to put a little chain on here for extender just in case I do want to make it a little longer, but I don't think I will, but I'm going to add that just in case. Okay, close this ring up. Okay, and then we want to add our lobster on. And I like to find a medium weight jump ring, like maybe a 20 gauge or 18 gauge to add my lobster on with. I just feel like it's a little more secure. So add the lobster on there. And then I'm going to make a little dangle for the end of the extender. Let me cut this little piece off. This is a Figaro chain and that's the little inside things. Okay, so let me take a shorter jumper or shorter thingy here. I don't want to do it too long. And I'm going to do this big bead and the small one. And then will the little tiny one fit on top of there? No. Yes, it will. Okay. Alright, and I'm just going to make a little dangle. It's just a little decorative element. If I ever did decide to sell this, instead of keeping it, then it would have the little decorative dangle and a little bit of extender chain, which wouldn't hurt anything a bit. So it's good to have. And I just hook this right to the end of my extender, and it makes a fine little decoration on there. Very cute. Alright, so here is our finished necklace. I really do like it, and I'm going to stick it on a form so you can see what it looks like. So just one moment. Okay, so here it is. I really do like it. And sorry for getting my whole light box in the picture, but I want you to see the whole thing. I think it turned out really pretty. I like the little dangles on there, and that pendant piece is just stunning. Yeah, you can't really beat that stained glass flower look. It's so pretty. So yeah, I really like this necklace. I think it turned out great. And despite all the little mishaps along the way, it worked out. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will put links for my website in the description box below where you can get the flowers, you can get the branch links, you can get bead caps and other beads and all kinds of stuff. And the melon beads came from Bargain Bead Box this month. And Bargain Bead Box is a monthly subscription service where you get about $65 to $70 worth of beading supplies per month. It's delivered straight to your door for $17.98 a month. Plus, with your subscription, you get a 30% off coupon in their sister store to use over and over all month long as often as you want. I have a $2 off coupon code that will either get you $2 off of your first box for the subscription or $2 off in their sister store. You don't have to subscribe to the box to shop in their sister store. And I will put that in the description box below as well. I love Bargain Bead Box. It's one of my favorite beading subscriptions. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!